thank you. That is an extremely powerful and moving story. There were several times in your journey where it seems like you were closed off to listening, and you had interventions of some type. What made you open up, or when you reflect back on it, what was it that made you open to coaching from other people, whether or not it was your coach or your dad or your mom? When you think about that, what might you say about that?
That's a great question, because it wasn't that I wasn't open to listening. I think what it comes more for me is, did I trust that person that was trying to give me that input? If I didn't trust them, I stayed closed off. The people that I did trust, that Pop Warner football league coach, my high school football coach, my mom, but I could not see what she was saying because it was that resentment there. But I did respect her because she asked me to take care of our family. I did that. I think it's more or less the buy-in, the belief, the trust for me to open up. Because I'm not a very bright cat. I'm not. But that particular moment when I listened to that Pop Warner football league coach, I was a friggin' Einstein. I really was. Because had I not listened to him, I would have quit and quit and quit and quit. And I never would have achieved anything. In no way in hell I'd be sitting in front of you talking. So I think it's more or less my belief, my trust in the individual that's trying to tell me. Because though I was closed, I was looking, I was begging for something that I can latch on to and trust and heed to. So I think it was a trust thing for me.
You sort of spoke to a lot of using your negativity as a fuel. So I'm trying to understand how you did that and sort of filtered off resentment. You spoke about resentment, and that's negativity as fuel. If you turn it around as positive, resentment on the other hand is fairly self-destructive. So how did you get fueled but filter out the resentment?
Well, that's when that whole thing, this football thing came into play. Prior to football, I had extremely low self-esteem. Didn't think of myself too highly. Didn't even look in the mirror until I think going in my freshman year in college, I actually started looking at myself in the mirror. I literally did not look at myself in the mirror. I was that negative on myself. When I stepped on that football field, it was a different story. Even when we weren't playing or we were just on the field, it was just I don't know, it was a magical thing. I turned into a different person. I heard a lot of negativity on the field. You're just too small to do that, DT. Or there's no way you're going to be able to throw that ball like that far, DT. All these negative things that I was hearing. What I found interesting was that the fuel that I was getting from the football field, it started permeating off the field. I started gaining a little bit more confidence off the field. And I still heard negativity in regards to things that I can get done and can't get done. And I started being in that, oh yeah, I'll show you mode. So the game was more than just that game for me. It really helped. It saved me here. It saved me because I don't know how in the world I got the strength to do the things that I did. I don't, even to this day, I scratch my head and I wonder, in a different mindset, what would have happened? What would have happened to my family, So I think it was the game of football that got me to the point where all that negativity, I wasn't having it. I'm not going to let you or anything stop me from getting where I need to be. And I did whatever I needed to do to get to that point. So that was my drive. I think the game of football was my drive.
Good morning. So, Mr. Turner, when you were talking, I was hearing several words kept coming to mind, and there was a couple of them were determination and persistence and even resiliency. Do you have a key motto or some kind of words that you bring to yourself to kind of help you get through difficult situations, to make adjustments like you had to do when you were talking about you were a student and your mother passed in high school and your father, and then also having to adjust from an NFL career to a business career, as Terrence talked about briefly. So do you have certain keywords or mottos that you use for self-motivation to help you get through those things?
Yeah, great question. Yes, I do. PAC. P-A-C. Perseverance, attitude, commitment. Those three, for the most part, in a lump sum, has helped me get through all of that. I didn't realize that until later on down the line. But perseverance, do anything and everything that comes and blocks me from where I want to be and where I need to be, persevere. That attitude I have to persevere, have to have the right attitude. That determined attitude, that energetic, that fight and commitment. Guys, and all of you guys can attest to this. This world is not sunshine and rainbows. It'll chew you up and swallow you whole. You know that. And it has nothing to do with color, anything like that. It's just a cruel world we live in. My thing is, I'm going to be that lemon and vinegar. It's going to spit me back out so I can go back out and fight. I'm just saying, I want to be lemon and vinegar. I don't want it to swallow me and keep me up in there. Spit me out. You don't like me. Let me fight again. Okay? I want to be the lemon and vinegar. PAC is the thing for me. Perseverance, the right attitude, and the sacrifices, the commitment that you have to get to where you need to be. If success was easy, everyone would be successful. It's supposed to be hard. Success is supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be easy. When it's easy for me, I get nervous, I promise you. If something comes easy to me, I'm wondering what the hell's going on. It's supposed to be hard. I don't want it any other way.
Talk about how you handle your weaknesses. You know what your strengths were. Talk about your weaknesses that you had to deal with in corporate America.
Well, again, a cruel world out here chew you up. As far as the corporate, me personally, I can't speak for anybody else. I can't. I can only speak for myself. You guys can correlate and make parallels to what I'm about to say. Great. I went into the tire manufacturing industry back in 1999, 98, 99. Stayed there for 8.5 years. Get a call from Terrence Martin. You ready to make a career change? I was in Mount Vernon, Illinois at the time. I said, yeah, what do you got? Oil. I said, oil? I said, yeah, oil. I said, T, I don't know a damn thing about oil other than put it in a gas tank. I said, no, we're focusing on leaders, strong leaders, people who make a difference. I think I can pull that off. I think I can do that. Set up the interview, came out, so on and so forth, and next thing you know, I get hired. They packed me up, moved me from Mount Vernon, Illinois, to here in Houston. And it was a different ballgame as a supervisor at this plant. I think it was about 700 something employees. And one thing I noticed, there were no people of color in the management level. I noticed that. Or a sprinkle, one or two. I think at the time, Terrence Martin was the only person of color, and I think Mamie Abdullah, you guys are the only two of color in HR. As far as supervisors, my level, there were none. So, it made me think. It really made me think, okay, well, what am I getting myself into? And why now? Why am I being hired now? There's some issues. They fired like 15 something supervisors. And I don't know if something came up with race or diversity or whatever have you, but they ended up hiring myself and another colleague of mine, hiring at the same time. And my mind goes crazy. I think a lot. First thing I thought of, damn, I'm a damn token. That's the first thing I thought of. And I don't have any experience in the oil industry. None. Only thing I know, I think I do a pretty decent job in leading and inspiring and motivating, getting the best out of people. But as far as the technical aspect of the industry, no damn thing. And that bothered me. My mind went there. And the next thing it went to was that, nah, I'm not gonna be nobody's damn token. So I did all the studying, I did all the research I could possibly do to put myself in the best position to be the best that I can be for the people that I was working with and for. And I got challenged big time in so many different ways. Let's not be stupid here. There's still a divide, we know that, as far as race. You got some people that are set in their ways. They look at certain people a certain way. They have certain perceptions of different people. Even by the way they look, by the way they speak. I mean, I walked into a meeting one day, not a meeting, yeah, a meeting, an early meeting. The guy was on the phone, he had his back to me. Yeah, I knew who he was, man. He sounded black. He sounds black on the phone. I walked back out, waited a minute, and I went back in. And I just put that in my hip pocket. Here's my thing. I'm not a combative person. I don't get all, no, I don't do all of that stuff. What I do is I'm very methodical. And I know what's at stake. I know that if I act a fool, okay, there's nothing good's going to come out of that. I'm very strategic and very methodical about my approach on things, especially the negative stuff. The more negative things you throw at me, the more calm I get. The more I observe and survey and think of my next strike. I have so much to lose. And I realized at that moment that I have to be 3 times as good to break even. It's the nature of the beast. I accepted that. I had to be 3 times as good just to break even. So when you talk about the culture of the corporate world and how things are, you know, and you get that everywhere. Everywhere. It all depends on how you guys perceive one another. If you value the individual's body of work, never mind what they look like, never mind what they sound like, do they get the job done? Do they do it to the best of their ability? That's how people should be graded. I don't know. I don't do politics and all that crap because I think it ain't worth the damn, especially now. I think we're so divided as a country for so many different reasons, I'm a team-based person. I'm a team concept individual. So when I see divide, almost purposely, I have a problem with that. Big problem. So I'm not going to sit there and pee and moan about that. I'm going to do whatever I can do within my ability to close a gap. No matter how big or how small that gap, I'm just going to continue to move forward and close as many gaps as I can along the way. I got to worry about me. And I think if everybody takes that approach, there'll be some big gaps being closed. If you think about it, you close your little gap, you close your little gap, close your little gap. Next thing you know, you got a big ass gap that's closed in every aspect, whether it be respect, the way you perceive people, the way you speak to people, because everybody's built differently, right? Built different. I can talk to you one way that I can't talk to you because of how you're built. You got to take that time to get to know one another, to know where that switch is, how you can speak to that individual, to get the best out of them. That's the problem sometimes. People don't take that time to get to know the individual, to know what triggers, know what gets the best out of them. Because when you approach somebody that you don't do it the right way, they see your demeanor, they see your mannerisms, they don't hear the message. They don't hear the message because they're blocked off. Oh, how dare he talk to me like that? Or look at the way he's looking at me. They don't hear the message. But if you take the time to get to know that individual and know how to speak to them, they're going to hear the message. And it'll work. So, I don't know, I can ramble and go on and on about it. I'm sorry, T. But yeah, that's my work. That's what I deal with in the corporate America today, is that I take each and individual situation and I deal with it accordingly.
Any other questions? All right, if not, we definitely want to thank Vernon.
Yeah, just spill my drink, man.
Of course. I want to thank Vernon for coming out and speaking with us and sharing your stories.